Leslie Headland here pitching her new show. The Star Wars. The one from Star Wars that I don't want to talk to them.
No, thank you.
I don't want to listen to their next
I've read the reports. I've seen the tweets. I'm good.
The Acolyte failed because of fanboy racist vitriol.
Welcome to the Two Gaming Dudes.
Click subscribe right now. We're going to compare and contrast Kaos, which was recently canceled by Netflix, The Acolyte, which was several weeks ago canceled by Disney+.
Right.
And the different tacks you can take when your show is canceled.
Now, personally, we both really liked the Chaos. I thought Chaos was an excellent show.
The best thing I've seen on any platform in a really long time. Excellent show. I am in love with Chaos. It was fucking fantastic. I want that out there immediately.
Yeah, I also really, really enjoyed it.
Compare that to The Acolyte. What did we think of that?
That was absolute dog shit. That was just the worst thing.
Much like everybody else, it was the shittiest thing.
It was the worst thing I'd seen in a long time.
On any platform.
On any platform.
Okay.
It's just the worst. It was just the worst.
So, I was looking at the numbers. So Chaos was canceled because it didn't do great numbers.
Yeah.
The Acolyte started with great numbers and then torpedoed.
Right.
So I'll give you the numbers. Chaos premiered at like the number top 3 or 4 of all Netflix shows. It was popular on Netflix. So it got 6 million views, and then kind of dropped and got down to the 2 million views by the end.
Okay. So they did. It just, for whatever reason, just wasn't holding some people's attention, and it was falling. That's a shame.
And it probably didn't cost much to make, but Netflix made it clear the numbers just didn't hit the viewership benchmarks to warrant an additional season.
Right.
And I mean, that sucks, but I guess I understand. The contrast is, if you compare that to The Acolyte, it's tough to get straight answers out of them, because Disney doesn't want to tell you how many.
No, they try
give
to
it out
hold
in
a
minutes.
lot of that back. Yeah.
Viewership minutes.
There's actually, companies now whose job it is try to dissect what little information Disney gives them to try to figure out what the hell are the actual numbers.
Yeah, did anyone actually watch this shit? All they'll tell you is that it dropped 22% after that first episode, and then dropped another 10%, and then dropped another 20%.
Dang.
So, however many people were involved in putting together those 488 million views,
right?
Most of them, more than half of them, were gone by the end of the show.
That is one hell of a drop.
So, we can agree they both were on a downward trajectory. So you can understand why they were canceled.
Right. Both of them were headed by somebody who is in the LGBTQ plus community.
Now let's compare and contrast the reactions of the creators.
Yes.
To the fan base, to the media, to their production houses.
Right, how do you
to their business
respond to
daddies, Disney Plus versus Netflix.
Right, your show just got canceled. So now you have to let the world know how you feel about it, because we're going to ask.
Leslie Headland, of course, the showrunner for The Acolyte, blamed us.
Yes.
Blamed fans for being racist, transphobic, misogynistic. We don't like women. We don't want strong female characters. She's trans, and that's why we hated it.
Yeah.
Right.
And the actors all just kind of follow suit. They're like, all right, whatever she just said, yeah, that's how I totally feel too. And they all just kind of jumped on board. None more so than this bitch. I hate her.
Amanda Stenberg,
right,
who was the lead of the show, not only did she talk all kinds of shit about the fan base, she put out a fucking diss track telling us all what fucking incel losers we are. Yeah, we're fucking jackasses for not liking her piece of shit show.
And then went on to make an 8-minute long video just to get a little bit more in depth as to how much she hates us and we apparently hate her, and just, yeah, it's something else, I tell you what.
Now let's compare that to the creator of Chaos. Showrunner Charlie Covell.
Yes.
Also a trans person.
Yes. Also goes by the pronouns of they, them.
Diversity was huge in this show.
Very much so.
And we touched on this in our review of it, that it was done properly. Because it was done organically. It was just part of showing everyday life. Yeah. Where in everyday life, you're going to come across people of different colors, people of different, you name it. It was all done organically, And it never tried to shine and say, progressive, fuck you, we're progressive.
Yeah.
It was just part of the world.
Right.
And nobody complained about it.
No. We were fine because we just wanted a good story, which he provided.
As it turns out, the fans that weren't complaining about trans homophobic shit, anything like that about the Acolyte,
right,
also didn't complain about it for this. So yeah. I don't think that was the real reason we didn't like the Acolyte.
I don't think so either.
Nobody put out a diss track for Kaos. No. In fact, I shouldn't say that. The creator, Charlie Covell himself, I keep doing it. I'm sorry, because the name Charlie keeps throwing me out.
Yeah, I don't mean
to be a jerk about it, I promise.
It's fine.
I've been shown subreddits that have made my heart positively sing. Tiny details and Easter eggs you noticed made my day many times over. I've been chuffed to the point of overwhelmed by your positive responses to the show. Thank you. My hope is people continue to discover and enjoy the show. I'm sure there are some potential fans out there who might need more time to find it. Please keep talking about Kaos if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciative, gracious.
Thanks for watching. I'm so glad I got a chance to make it. I got to hang out with all these amazing people. What a great project. Thanks for watching.
Imagine now you are a business executive at some studio.
Okay.
And you're taking your daily pitch meetings. And your secretary calls in, okay, next is Leslie Headland here pitching her new show. The Star Wars. The one from Star Wars that I don't want to talk to them.
No, thank you.
I don't want to listen to their next.
I've read the reports. I've seen the tweets. I'm good.
Sir, your next pitch meeting here is with Charlie Covell. Oh, Kaos.
I liked that show. That was pretty good. I'm sad that got canceled. You know what? Yeah.
Or I never even watched the show. Nobody really watched it.
Right.
But they seem like a pretty cool artist to work with. Let's see what they've got in mind for their next show.
Brilliant. Which I really do hope that they go from this to something even greater, because they absolutely deserve it.
Now let's take a group of a couple million fanboys. The new, exciting, thrilling show from Leslie Headland.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not gonna watch that. Same fanboys. The new, exciting show from Charlie Covell. Oh, the Kaos guy? That show was kind of too weird for me, but I'll see. I don't know. Maybe. I'll give it a try, and if it sucks, it sucks. But if it's good, I'll watch it. That's how you don't alienate a fan base.
Yeah.
Make your fucking art, and make it good. And even if it's not successful, it was still good.
Yes. You had fans at all. We're pretty appreciative of the 4.5 people that watch our show.
And we don't even do it good. I was going to say, you can be good and successful.
Right.
It can be shitty and successful.
Sure.
It can be good and a failure. It can be shitty and a failure.
Yeah.
This was good, but a failure.
Yes.
People will look past that. It's forgivable.
Yeah.
Even if it's shit, but it's successful. Anything The Rock does. Or any of the Jason Statham movies. They're all shit.
Sure.
But they're successful, so you look past it. If you're Leslie Headland doing the Acolyte, it's shit and it fails, you switch careers. Go back to waitressing.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to look at you again.
At least I certainly hope so. I mean, I feel like she's going to be so loud that someone's going to have to give her another project. It'll probably be really low budget. It'll probably be on something that we've never heard of, and some crap movie that no one cares about.
It'll be some niche little specialty LGBT show. Like the girls
like
on Netflix, or Les Girls, or whatever the hell that show was. No, it
was the L Word.
The L Word, I'm sorry.
The L Word.
Something like that.
How I knew that, but I did.
So, I mean, this is just a stark contrast of a true artist just making their art.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Charlie Covell, other than they did a bunch of BBC stuff that I'm never going to, I don't care. But now I'm a fan. Honestly, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what Leslie Headland does next.
No. Or Amanda Steinberg. I don't care if I ever see her in another show or movie ever again.
I do feel a little bad for Amanda. Because I feel like she got steamrolled into this.
I did at first, until I started seeing her, on her own make these videos and such. From what she's been posting on Instagram to every time somebody asks her an opinion, it's just vomit that comes out of her.
Yeah.
And you just can't help but grate on your nerves every time.
I think she's just parroting what she feels she has to say. She's a young black female.
Yeah.
She's been getting shit her whole life.
Yeah, ever
She
since
hasn't had
she was in the Hunger Games, and ever since she was in the Hunger Games, she's been getting kind of shit on online.
She's always the black chick, and
yeah,
you
and that's
can't help
not
but
cool.
feel obligated to be aggressive, or I'm not sure what the word, to respond defensively. I don't think she's doing it to be a jerk. I feel bad, like she got steamrolled into this, and she's actually a really good musician. Her music.
I didn't listen to the diss track.
Her music is a lot better than her acting.
Okay.
She's a shit actress. She's a really good musician.
Okay. Well,
if you're into
there
that
you go.
style of music. So I feel bad.
I've got a
for her.
direction to take your career.
And when your director sets the tone, you feel obligated to match that tone, right? Are you going to go?
True.
Are you going to go on Hollywood Reporter and contradict what the showrunner said? Leslie Headland said the show was a failure because of the trans issues and fan base is homophobic. What are you going to say? Well, I think my boss is full of shit. I think it sucked because she has a stupid vision as a shitty writer. What are you supposed to say?
That's true. I mean, as long as you're under contract and that's your boss.
What are you supposed to say? And you've got 3 other shows and movies lined up. She has no choice.
That's
but to
true.
spout the party line.
God, there is no way to win. Because if you go on and you agree with her and you start saying stuff, now the public hates you. But if you go against her, now the studios are like, well, she's one of those actors that is always fighting with directors. Let's not bring her on board. I don't know how you win in that.
The only way to win, Leslie Headland themselves should have been in front of the camera saying, it's my fault. I fucked this up. I got in over my head. It's not the actor's fault. They did exactly what I told them to do. And then that gives the actors a chance to say, she's a great director. She really understood me. She let me do what I wanted, and I'm happy to work with her again. I wish the show was more successful.
Yeah. Well,
Once you come out, these motherfuckers hated the show because they hate black lesbians. Amanda, is that true? What am I supposed to fucking say? So,
yeah.
I don't blame her at all. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that, but I can see how she got.
I know what you mean. I can see how
I can have sympathy
how this would
for
affect her. Yeah.
I have no sympathy for Leslie Headland.
No.
But fuck, I wish Kaos was more successful. This was such a good show.
I really
it's
do.
So smart.
It was really good. I'm with you there. I'm really sad that it didn't make it.
Although I suspected from episode 1. Episode 1 caught my attention, and by episode 2 I was hooked. And I think right around then I realized not a lot of people are going to get this. This is going to fly over people's heads, and it's not going to be successful. It's going to be too smart.
And there's going to be a lot of people jumping into this expecting it to be like some kind of Marvel-esque, superhero-esque, shooting laser bolts out of our eyes kind of thing. And it's not that kind of show.
No, it's not. It's not at all. So, there you have it. It's too bad, because I really loved it.
Look at this. Imagine these words coming out of Leslie Headland's mouth, right? Imagine her saying some of this stuff.
I mean, I wish it had been that way, but
it might have changed everything. I don't remember the creator here ever going on like talk shows and stuff and talking about the diversity and talking about how he gets to have gay characters or any of that. There was none of that.
Because it's got nothing to do with the fucking story. This is the difference between just making your show and pushing an agenda. I know we always used to say, when the conspiracy was that Disney is pushing their woke agenda, and we'd be like, shut the fuck up, nobody's put... But it's true, they are.
Yeah.
Subconsciously or otherwise, they are pushing that agenda.
I don't think they...
Not
I don't
maliciously.
even know if they mean to. Yeah.
Not maliciously. They just feel obligated to show, look how open and progressive we are. And that makes them do it in a bad way.
Yeah.
In an insincere way.
Because it makes them want to do that more than the story. Like, it just dominates the story.
I'm trying to think. The earliest that I can think of that they did it properly was The Little Mermaid. The live-action Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't go out of their way to point out, ooh, there's black mermaids. And there's Chinese mermaids. They just show some mermaids.
Yeah. And it was fine. I think there were, like, a few interviews that started to creep into that realm where you had the lead actress talk about it somewhat.
Yeah.
But I even then, I feel like it was kind of downplayed.
Haley Berry.
Haley Berry.
Not Halle Berry.
No, not Halle. Totally different Berry. But, yeah, she was in a few interviews where she talked about how she was so glad to see this fairy tale character now portrayed by a black person, and
Sure.
just gave it. And I was like, okay.
But Ariel was still Ariel.
Yeah.
They didn't
That
make her
was my
some
thing.
ghetto chick. Now she's black and she's got attitude.
Now she's got to act like this. No, she's still Ariel. She acts like her, talks like her,
She
sings
behaves-
like
the
her.
story is the same, right.
behavior is the same. I could get into that, so I didn't mind it.
And to go further, if that's what took you out of the film, that this half woman, half fish is a black chick, if that took you out of it, you're one of that small percentage of fucking assholes that
Right, and
we
that's-
don't need
and-
you in the fan base.
No, and that's a you problem.
It's when they think that little 3 or 4% represents all of us.
Yeah.
That's when they start fucking shit up. Because most of us didn't give a shit that there's a black mermaid.
No, just like we didn't give a shit that there was a black person in the lead of The Acolyte.
I don't fucking
that
care.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared about that. Nobody cared that it was a woman. We didn't care.
I don't care that the creator is non-binary. I don't give a shit.
None of that.
None of that had any effect on why your show sucked. Please stop using that as an excuse.
I know, it's just a shitty excuse.
Because this was way more woke.
Oh, by far. And
In the subtext. Not actively. It's not actively trying to change your mind or convince you of anything.
No.
It's just showing you this is what the real world looks like. Tell a story. The story takes place in this world. This is what the world looks like. And it looks like
here we go.
Our real world.
Yeah.
With 7 billion people, every one of them completely different. Awesome. Chaos was great.
It was. I'm really sad that I don't get to see how this thing pans out. I do know that the creator came out and said people who had guessed what Chaos actually was in the subreddit, they were right. Whatever it was. I haven't looked it up yet. I almost didn't want to spoil it, but now they're not going to make any more, so I might as well go on Reddit and try to figure out what the hell the
a
actual
quick
thing was. But,
skim of ancient Greek mythology will tell you. It's all there.
no.
Because
don't know.
they kind of hinted that Chaos was the Titans before the gods. Anyway, it's not important.
Oh. Well, not anymore. They're not going to make any more, so it's really not important.
It was actually, I think that was the basis for the Star Trek, for the Klingons. There was a scene in DS9 where they asked, don't the Klingons have gods? And Worf was like, no, early Klingons killed them. They were more trouble than they were worth. And I think that's what they got it from here. Where Zeus and his people, hey, our parents are assholes. We need to get these guys out of here. And they killed the Titans and became gods themselves. And then they turned into assholes. So it's not difficult to figure out where the story would have went.
Okay, that's fair. I would have liked to have seen it.
Damn it. Every actor was fantastic. I am a fan now of every actor. I may not know their names. I'm a fan of every one of these people now.
I am too. And of this creator. I want to see I want to see what they make next.
In fact, I'm tempted.
I'm invested.
I'm tempted to go back and find their old BBC shit. Because
Just to see what it's like, right?
Tracy loves old English BBC stuff. She's got a subscription to their streaming thing.
Okay.
I'll go through and find something that looks like we can watch together.
If you find something, I would be interested.
I want to see what Charlie Covell did before this.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because they did have a lot of shows, some very successful, some not very
Some
much.
not so much. All right, we'll find some of these successful ones, and then
But that
we'll watch.
experience led to this maturity. Like, sometimes you're going to swing and miss, buddy. It's okay.
It's all right. We're going to forgive you. Just don't blame us for it. That's all we ask.
Right.
All right, I would love to know what you think, so obviously comment down below. Let us know what you think about Chaos being canceled. I know it's a real bummer, but had you watched it yet, or do you care? Type some words. Put it in the comments. Damn it.
Even if it's just, fuck you guys. Just type something.
That's good enough. And, like, share, subscribe.
Let's be frank, that's what most people type anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Boy, our YouTube comment filter. I'm surprised there's not like steam coming out of it every time we upload another video.
You suck!
There's
That's what
so
we usually
much
get,
of that.
yeah.
So much. All right. We'll see you in another episode. Later.